Welcome to my video on how to PvP like me as well as better than me. 1. Try to learn the hitbox of players. This is why I will show you why low ground in melee combat is so important. Place blocks on the floor when encountering someone because they have to jump at the block, which gives you immediate low ground. PvP has strategy to it. You need to know what fight to take. When I say this, you need to think to yourself, what is the difference in gear and utilities? 6. Use utilities if you have them. For example, the flint and steel is decent, but you have to be able to swap quickly between the utility and the sword so that you don't take melee damage from the enemy. 7. Water buckets are extremely good for getting you out of difficult situations because you can place them down if you need to run and it slows your opponent down. 8. You can also use a water bucket on the offensive. Watch the next clip where I place water down, which messes the enemy up, and I switch to the bow and I try to get as much damage input as I can. 9. Aim is very important in becoming one of the best at PvP. I am getting better at aiming, but I still have a lot of work to do so that I can improve. 10. To get better at aiming, all I can say is put in the hours so that you can improve your aim. 11. CPS. Clicks per second. Don't worry if you can't click very fast, because as I am on controller I obviously can't click as fast as keyboard and mouse player. Here is some news to the console players who can't get a high enough CPS to compete with the keyboard and mouse players. The next clip will show me comboing a player with around 7 to 8 CPS. The main thing that people don't realize when in combat is that when you hit someone there is a delay before you can hit them again. This is called hit cooldown. When you hit a player they go red, which means that you can't hit them again until the red disappears. Once the red disappears it means that the opponent is at the top of their knockback. Once the red disappears you can hit the opponent again, which is why CPS is not always important because PvP is about timing. The higher your CPS, the more likely you will be to hit the person right after the hit cooldown ends, but with lots of practice you can also do it on a controller with low CPS. 12. Know the reach. When fighting someone in melee combat, don't constantly walk backwards when they are hitting you because you will have a reduced reach and they will have an increased reach. This will result in your opponent comboing you. The typical reach for controller players is 4 blocks, and that is important to know. When you are comboing someone you need to try and keep the same distance from when you first hit them and maintain it, otherwise you will drop the combo. If you have started a combo and your opponent is flying away, you need to aim for their feet due to the hitbox. If you take all of these steps into account, and then you should have a successful combo. Strafing left to right is important because you don't want to get hit, and strafing makes it harder to be hit by your opponent, which can be a good way to start a combo. Your movement forwards and backwards is important for combos because the more practice you get, the easier you will understand what I mean, because you get so much better with practice. 14. Jump bridge. If you are on controller it is possible to jump bridge, and it is so good for running away or rushing someone because most people don't see you coming as you bridge so fast. 15. Hitboxing counter. Correct me if I am wrong, but when in combat with someone and you are on the same Y level, you want to aim for their eye level to their chin for the maximum reach. That I covered enough factors in this video for you. Please leave a like and subscribe, as it is the most important step to becoming a PvP god, as your aim improves automatically by